Nice. I haven't done this in a long time, so if anyone's there, sound out. Sound off? Sound off. Right. If anyone remembers me, I'm Declan. And I am colouring today. I'm colouring issue 4 of Old Dog. Panda, hey, how's it going? It has been a bit. I meant to do this for the last issue, but I was so stressed with hitting my deadline. I just did not have the luxury of taking the time to chat. So, but I wanted to do it this time. Why isn't it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I wanted to give it a lash again. There's a bit of a glitch here, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem though. But yeah, so I'm gonna try color this page, which is the same scene as this, which isn't finished, but I wanted to see if I could try get this page done the next hour now that I have it kind of worked out. So I'm going to give it a lash. Pascal, Old Dog has been tons of fun. Oh, thanks so much, man. Cheers. Hey to Janet. Yeah. I'm on my 3rd page now, so I'm. This isn't good. Got a weird glitch going on here for some reason. Yeah, I'll be catching up with you soon. Pascale, it says time for time. Oh, thanks so much, Pascale. Cheers. Vink Enrico, hi from Italy. Would it be published in Italy? It will be published in Italy. I don't think I can say, but an Italian publisher has picked it up. And I might even be in Italy later this year to promote it. So, no, there you go. There's some secrets for you. Oh, there's a weird glitch happening here. I'll just have to deal with it. So yeah, it will be published in Italian. I think things still need to be signed, so I can't say anything. But I think it should be published within this year anyway. Yeah, the 6 issues. Stallmantis, hey, great to see you streaming. Thanks, Stallmantis. Sorry I don't do it more, but I it takes up a certain kind of mental energy that I don't have a whole lot of, to be honest. But I like to try do it if I can, which is why I'm doing it right now. So I'm glad you're happy. There's this. Oh, yeah, the white. I'm probably going to be so bad at this. So apologies. Right now. Old Dog is great. Nice job. Thanks so much. I really, really appreciate it. I kind of get a bit bogged down in the hard work of it all, but I am often reminding myself how lucky I am to get to do this. Is the sound okay, by the way? Can everybody hear me all right? I don't know if I've the music too loud or I'm playing some terrible royalty-free music. But yeah, let me know if I'm too quiet. I can turn up or down the volume. Yeah, I get you're busy yourself from the sound of things. I am busy, which is I'm not complaining. It's a good problem to have. For show. And streaming, like, I don't know how it definitely takes up energy. There's a performance element to streaming. You know, I felt it when I was doing it more too. Was afterwards I'd be wrecked tired from it, and you don't often have the luxury of being that tired after a couple of hours work. Which I just realised now, I'm probably going to be exhausted after this, and I have too many pages to do. But hey, I'll figure it out. I liked having. Oh, there we go. I liked having a pay. I did the streaming for. I did a stream for pay for issue 2 of Old Dog, and I was really glad I did it. So yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't do it for the last issue, so I didn't want to slip it by again. You know. Thanks for all the comments, by the way. Already. So Tatiana, no worries. We just will watch or click every click and stroke. Yeah, well, it's watch me do it wrong. That's how everyone will learn. Okay, sound is fine. Thanks. I just have a little bit. I can barely hear the music, but it's just hear something to have in the background. I wasn't sure anybody would even be paying attention. I'm still using this neat trick that Will Morris, the tremendous artist Will Morris, and the last time I did a stream, he showed me a trick that I can use the brush tool to erase back on top, which is fairly handy. I've been using that a lot since. Oh, Carson, hey man, how's it going? I don't think we've talked before, but I really like your work, man. You're one of those people that just gives me hope that, you know, sometimes you can just find some nice work on Twitter and not like want to burn my eyes out. Simply not used to streaming. That's true. I'm not. Well, I used to stream before we were talking. Tatiana, I used to stream a lot of commissions. I used to do like 2 hour, 1 hour drawing sessions, commissions, but I would just be very tired afterwards. My brain doesn't work too well. It's the same at conventions. I can draw and I can talk, but drawing and talking at the same time is a little bit harder for me. Yes, this will, I guess, learn some new tricks. Nicely done. Adam, hey man. How is my day going? Not too bad. I got up early today, which is good. I have a problem getting up as early as I'd like. Which means I've gotten a certain amount of colouring done today that, as long as I keep going now, I'll be happy with. Had a meeting with someone and had a chat with my mum and I fed my cat, so all is going okay so far. What am I doing here? I want the flow to be rougher on this. Yeah, it's more like it. I normally build up kind of more layers with this, but I'm trying to go more kind of high contrast with this scene. But what I try to do is have the flow of my brush down low to just have a bit more texture to it. And it was, yeah, so I've just done that. It was going a bit slick. And Carson, geez, thanks for really love you. I've read Old Dog. Well, thanks for reading Old Dog, man. I've never, I have no idea if anyone's reading it. It's so weird. You're working on kind of like Marvel stuff and what have you. It's a very, very clear idea of, not very clear, but people just kind of respond a lot. With the creator on stuff, you really have no idea. People are a bit more quiet in my experience. So one, it's nice knowing anyone's reading it. Two, it's nice to know a talented artist such as yourself is reading it. So thanks a million, man. Appreciate it. What are you working on? If I don't know too much about what you are I just kind of see your stuff on Twitter. I actually don't know what you're working on, if you can tell. So we met at last New York Comic Con, which was my first one. I'm amazed how everyone was able to draw and schmooze everybody. I'm better at the chatting, obviously, Style Mantis. Do we chat much? I clearly didn't know you, Style Mantis, but I do try and make a point to talk to everybody I can at the shows. To Jen, don't go too fast. I will not start till tomorrow. The second batch. That's okay. Tomorrow. I'm hoping I'll have what I have at the moment done by the end of tomorrow. But I also have to ink a cover, so that will slow me down a little bit. So you're relatively. I won't need them tomorrow, but I'll need them. Do Wednesday sometime for sure. Or something to work on anyway. Tatiana in the chat is she's I've her down as production assistant on Old Dog. She's leveling my inks for me and flattening the pages and getting them all like kind of color correcting from my layouts, and she's basically making it as easy as possible for me to just get going on the book. And not be like tinkering around on computers all the time. So she's a bit of an old lifesaver, so she is. Style Mantis, haha, it was great chatter. Yeah, I wasn't worried about that. Style Mantis, chatting is not my I don't. It was my strength, if anything. Well, I've done my time doing the. I feel like I've done my hours doing all the sketches for people. You know, I've done more than enough Moon Knight sketches at this stage, and not to say I won't do any more, but the conventions for me now are more about meeting people who are actually supporting my work. And while I don't have time to be drawing for everybody, I do try and make the time to just have a chat with anybody who's actually who's getting behind the work. You know. It's the people who kind of stick with you and stick with you whatever projects you're working on, that they're my bread and butter basically. So and I don't get to go to the States that much, so I do try and use the opportunity to have a chat and get a bit of FaceTime with people, you know. I feel it's a bit more rewarding experience. I had that with like my favourite artists and stuff too. Like I didn't have money to be buying art all the time, but lots of them gave me just like, a few minutes to chat with me, and that always kind of stuck with me more. Carson, I'm still in you're still in university? Alright. Okay then. Still in university. So mainly just working on commissions and personal work when I have time, hoping I get to new projects to work on. That's great. Are you in a illustration university, Carson? You're still in college and you're getting stuff out like the way you already are. That's amazing, man. Like I didn't get a chance to do any of that till well after I finished art college. Are you excited to see the Thunderbolts Omni announcement? What's the Thunderbolts Omni announcement? Clearly not, Adam. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, more information, please. I thought you were going to say the film, but there's an omnibus? Carson, I'm studying computer science. Art is only I've studied my personal hours over the past few years. Wow, well, fair play, man. Your stuff is quite promising for somebody who isn't even doing it, studying it. Adam, you and Jeff and Kev are getting omnibus of your Thunderbolts run. Fuck off, really? I had no idea. Where, can you link me there or something, Adam? This is the first time hearing of it. I've wanted them to do an omnibus for ages, but like, you know, Thunderbolts, you know, it wasn't like a hot seller or anything, you know? I loved working on it, but like, you know, it's not like everyone was dying for or calling out for it. Tell me, that was my experience as well. Met so many amazing artists and you guys were all super cool. I don't know what I was expecting out of my first Comic Con, but I appreciate the work out of everyone about 50% more by getting to meet you guys. Got some amazing tips from my own work and I have a long way to go. Did I give you a review, Stellantis? But no, that's what I did. I mean, I went all the way from Ireland to American conventions to get that kind of experience, to Britain originally, and then the States just to get that kind of feedback. So I'm glad it went well for you, man. I had a great New York Comic Con because I was just so happy to see people again and meet old friends and get that creative kind of burst of energy that I remember getting from cons back in the day. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Carson, I appreciate that, Declan. Oh man, thank you, man. Cheers. That's it's really nice to hear. Sorry, I hope that doesn't sound insincere. I see, you know, I love hearing that shit. I really do. But my Irishness kicks in and makes me have to pretend to be indifferent or humble. But I love it. Thank you. Dear, a joke. Okay, I'm gonna. So, Tatiana has helpfully flatted everything for me, but she's also blocked in characters. So now I can just click on all the non-Old Dog characters. And now I'm making another layer and I'm going to do the lighting on them. Might be a faster way to do it than this, but sometimes I might kind of mess with the opacity where the highlights on Old Dog will be slightly more intense on him rather than the other characters, but it gives me the option to play around with it later. Oh, hey Ralph. I love the yellows and reds. Thanks, man. It's slightly similar lighting to what I did in Old Dog issue 2, but I tried to kind of push it more so it's less orange and more red-yellow. There will be some orange in there, but yeah, I wanted it set in Mexico, so I wanted a warm palette, but I didn't want to yeah, I'm trying to go stylized when I can. Excuse me. Sorry for all the slurpy sounds. I'm having tea. I love the comic creators, the last ones to get any news. Yeah. Well, you know, you think they tell you, but no. Do you have a convention scheduled for the year or tentative one, Panda? I have a signing and a convention, both in Europe. Nothing's set for the States yet. I've gotten some invites around Europe, but I'm trying to make sure I don't overload myself. Everything's kind of around the same time, and I just said to myself, no more than one a month. Because I've run into the problem where I end up just traveling all the time and it affects my work, my schedule, and I'm pretty like I'm fully slotted at the moment. So yeah, I've had no invites to American shows, which I generally, that's when I'll do them, when I'll have someone invite me. I would say I'll go to New York Comic Con because I try to go to that one every year, and I'll possibly go to Thought Bubble again, the UK, because I go to that one every year. But we'll see. I do have one not too far away in Europe, but they specifically asked me not to say yet. So, but I'd say that'll be probably very soon. I haven't done a convention in that place before, so that'll be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, this reminds me, actually, I got invited to one in Belgium yesterday morning, but I don't think I can do that either. And I'm going to try do a signing in Spain. A cousin of mine is getting married in Malta, and I'm going over there with family. But I figured I might try and sneak in a signing while I'm there. And sorry, I don't know where you're based, so I don't know if I'm answering if any of these answers are any good to you at all. Tommy, there's no review, but you gave me some fantastic feedback on how to approach things, etc. I'm a designer full time, but kicking around the idea of doing something someday. Okay. Ralph Warren Paths are my favourites, especially more intense scenes. Yeah, this is kind of my this was a big James Bond-esque opening action scene. So I wanted to kind of like grab your attention fast. Bam. Things actually cool down. The rest, actually, the palette's quite blue. It's all blues for the most part, blues and greens. So I know you colour your own work, Ralph. So it's something but I'm sure it's something I've done the last year or so, or 2 years, I guess. So I do try and colour coordinate scenes to kind of separate them out and make them distinct from each other. I was the first time invited to a convention in Poland, but sadly the COVID. Yeah. Fucking COVID, huh? Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's happened a few times. I don't think I missed. I think actually when COVID hit, I had been traveling an awful lot, and I just said to myself, you know what, knock the head on the traveling for a while, shall we? You've had your fun now, so take a rest. Then COVID showed up and kind of made that decision for me. So, if I'm going to do composition on this batch, that's my guilty pleasure. Oh, thanks, Tatjana. I try and composition's kind of the thing I'm into. What the fuck am I saying? I quite like working compositions. I'm trying to not sound like a dickhead, but I might as well just run with it. But composition is kind of my thing. It's I like playing with it a lot. I'm sure you can tell by now, having seen so many bloody pages of mine. What have we got here? Panda, I hope you have time to squeeze in Heroes this year. I'd love to go back to Heroes, man. I wouldn't be able to afford it unless I had like something comped, if somebody gave me a hotel room, maybe I could manage it. But no one's reached out, and I went to Heroes the most when I was spending a lot of time in the States, and that was handy. But it's harder to go over there on my own dime, But saying that, maybe I don't know. I should reach out to them, but I'm plenty busy as it is. I don't really. Going looking for conventions is probably is the last thing I should be doing. I should probably be looking for reasons to stay at home. But I do love Heroes, without a doubt, one of my favourite shows. I've also heard, what's it called? Baltimore is supposed to be a brilliant Heroes-esque show, is what I often hear. So wouldn't mind trying that out. The Galaxy Con people I've ended up pulling out of a few of them just because I got so busy, but I have gotten invites before to Galaxy Con shows, so it's probably the most realistic. So you successfully dodged Germany then. If I got invited to Germany, I would go without a hesitation. To China. I'm not going to go off on my own back, just because again, there's plenty I'll get invited to that I have to turn down anyway. I've had to turn down a couple already because of that family wedding, but I'd love to go back to Germany. I really, really, really enjoyed. I've done 3 shows there. So I'd love the excuse to go back. It's generally Panini who invited me because of all the Marvel stuff, but man, I'm glad I'm getting all the comments because I was just worried I'd be sitting here falling asleep. Starman says, hey, when you're constructing these fight scenes, how do you approach them? Like the moves the characters do, etc. You have some of the best out there. How do I approach them? Well, how do I approach them? At this stage, a lot of it is instinct, to be honest. And composition goes a long way. Like, let's see now, can I show? You can't see the. Well, you can see in the top here. Let me see. So here's the previous page. So I knew I would want a big set. I wanted to open this up in a very action-heavy kind of way. So I knew I'd have a big establishing shot, and then more action coming afterwards. And this is basically just 2 actions. He's grabbing the gun as it goes off, and he flings them at the guy. So that's great. Then, but I know it's a term I'd say I use a bit as real estate. Like every page only has a certain amount of room, and you've got to play with that room all the time. So if I'm going to take the piss and have this much room for one page, I have to pay it off in another. So the next page was going to be more condensed. So the previous page was 3 panels. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, so that's more condensed. So I wanted to fit as much action in here as I could. And I think I knew I wanted a splashy image within it, so that's why he's got this upside down thing. And I find beats are quite good with action. So which is why I have these 3 this tier here, like bam, bam, bam. And I wanted to kind of wrap it up with a moody shot. So, a lot of it does go down, well, I was saying earlier to Jen, is composition actually comes into it in a big way. I don't know if you can see here, but I've kind of worked it out where we're reading left to right, and we see Old Dog here in the corner. That leads us across. You probably can't see this, so how will I you can't see the cursor, can you? One second. Yeah, there you go. So now you can see that composition-wise, I tend to kind of work to lead the eye. So I'm trying to lead your eye here to Old Dog, and then down here with the gunfire. He lands on the guy, kills the guy, sees them, and then we bring it down here. So I'm always trying to move your eye. That's generally. That's always what I'm doing on every page, but especially with action, I'm trying to do that too. Same here again. Let me see if I can. You're going to read here. You're going to see him. I'm going to lead you down here. A guy gets the gun. Gun goes off. Old Dog throws the guys away. I'm always trying to move the eye through the page. And the action will kind of come from there, to be honest. it's mainly about reading left to right and trying to move your eye in a certain way. If that makes any sense, I hope it does. So it's about flow, direction, pacing. Is probably it, and then the drawing just kind of fits within that, you know, as best as I can manage. Sorry. I hope that was. It's hard to explain sometimes, because you do it so often, a lot of it becomes second nature or just the way my brain works. But I hope that was crap. What do I do there? There we were. So back to Goon Orange. Oh well, not to worry, Tatiana. I mean, I have connections to Panini, so but if you know if they wanted me, they could reach out. But let me see. Oh, Ralph. Great advice I got was to see action scenes as some kind of dialogue. If you see some kind of dance performance, you can see movements and actions as physical dialogues. That's pretty good. Adam, the weather's atrocious, so you assumed work will be dead today. Well, sure, you know, you gotta work. Oh, we've got a link. Oh, thanks, Adam. I won't click that now because I'm talking to you, but I'll check that, or I'll open it now and. Where is it? Every part of every business is connected, and to keep them running smoothly, they need a reliable team of dedicated experts who really take. Okay, that's an ad at the moment. I will check that out. Tatiana, the entering scene in the server room is so great. You know, the movement goes all across the page. Oh, yeah, thank you. Cheers. Thanks, Tatiana. You and me have a secret little thing here where we know what's going on and nobody else does. Stallment is all that makes sense. I suppose a big part of it is creative moves you pick for the characters. Well, a lot of it's down to gestural stuff, like, you know, a lot of this stuff are my influences. The silhouette at the top there with Old Dog, that's very Andy Kubert, Frank Miller, you know. Yeah, a lot of it's all just kind of in my DNA. Ralph Declan and Francis Manipal are actually two of the best creators for page compositions in the comic industry. You can learn that from those two. Thanks, man. That's a huge compliment. I love Francis's stuff. He's amazing. Sorry, turn off the heat here. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's yeah, it's definitely something I try to work at. Like, so I just like Odo grabbing his head with his legs versus a headlock chokehold. Oh yeah, fair enough. That I knew I wanted to get him across the page, and landing on top of him felt more direct than, because you know what? Again, it's the composition. It's the page, the panel is taller, so it makes more sense for him to get on top. If the panel was going to be wider, maybe grabbing a headlock. But I kind of wanted I wanted the action to flow where he's on one side of the page, he jumps across it, lands on the guy. When we can, I felt like I had more room to see another character die in the background. It was, you know, it was probably a lot of it was down to the panel composition that I was coming up with, and let the action flow within that. I think for a headlock, I'd want maybe a more square panel or a wider panel. And that's not what I had in this scene. So a lot of it sometimes is necessity, you know, what you have, what you just make with the best of what you have. So, and that actually kind of creates opportunities rather than boxes you in sometimes. Dear. Someone is Moon Knight kicking the baddie in the stomach and him puking, etc. Well, that was in the script that he would do that, but again, a kick, I felt left to right was more forceful that way. Again, you know, I think it's a compositional thing that forces me into making those calls. Adam, that link is the official announcement for Thunderbolts. Thanks a million, man. Cheers. When was that? I'm gonna just check that. It's not, but that was. When did I go? 6 days. 6 days ago. That announcement was 6 days ago, and I'm only hearing about it now. Jesus, not even Just I wonder if Jeff even knows. Bloody hell. Okay, well, that'll go in the newsletter. So I meant, I see that wouldn't work for a leg tackle, which would be horizontal or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see what I mean. Ralph Decken, do you know if Image still do those huge artist editions? I would love to get my hands on one of those with your art. I did one for Injection. We did, it was for issue 1, the black and white art for issue 1. So they're around. What are they called? It wasn't artist editions, it was... I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, it's A3 size. It's only the first issue. It's not like a whole book, like, you know. But yeah, there's one floating out there for sure. Okay, where was I? Take that on the cards. Oh, here we go. Thanks again for linking me there, Adam. That's. I'm glad I found out anyway. Eventually. I honestly never thought they were going to do it. I'm really, really glad they're doing Omnibus. Okay, is that. Oh, cool! You found it. I don't know how available they are now, but I have some in a box here somewhere. But of course, they're a pain to send because they're bigger. Okay. Try to name my layers as I go, but I do often forget. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing with this panel, to be honest, so I'm just gonna do a kind of a heavy light render on them. I just want like a real heavy flashlight on him. But I also kind of want to flesh him out a little bit. See now. I'll just frame Declan himself. Yeah, that'll work. Pascal, really dig the newsletter. Oh, thank you. It's something for every couple of weeks, and is a treasure of great process stuff. That's a bit of a lie, Pascal. I don't really get to do much process stuff as I'd like, to be honest. Just because of time. I've considered maybe trying to do process stuff through like paid posts, but I don't really think I want to do that. It's enough work to do as it is. I just wish I had more time to really kind of chew into the process stuff. But I try when I can. But I'm really glad you enjoy it, because I like doing it. I used to blog in my early comic days, so it's kind of nice. It feels nice to kind of call back to that. Yeah, that looks okay actually. I don't mind that. Or is that too heavy? Actually, yeah, it's a bit better maybe. Yeah, I try and make the newsletter just something that's a bit more like, between us. Shh, but I would like to do more process stuff. I am working on something processy. And that's too bright. I don't like that now. That needs to go. Or it needs to be dulled down anyway. So, nope, that's not what I was doing. Okay, that's not too bad. Let me see. Adam, if you bribe a colour to do the series with just a box of donuts, who would you try to bribe first? To do all sorry, what am I talking about? If you could bribe a colorist to do the series with just a box of donuts, who would bribe first? Could you expand on that, Adam? Is it who would I just reach out to people who like donuts more, or someone I really want to do the book, or give me more to work with there. Panda Declan is one of the most chill artists I've met at a con. Really? Oh, that's cool. I'll take that. Yeah, it's good to know. Who's the least chill? Thanks, Pascal. It's very nice to say. Or Panda. Style Mantis. Yeah, newsletter is great. Keep that up too. I've been doing it for years now at this stage. But I am really glad people are enjoying it, because sometimes you just don't, you can't tell. I switched to Substack, which is a bit better. I'm getting more likes and things, which is nice to know people are liking it. It wasn't like that on the previous platform. And I can see there's options to do polls and things. So I'd like to play around a bit. But I will have a processy thing that I'm working on, but I mean, yeah, I've already kind of alluded to it a little bit on the newsletter, so you probably know what I'm talking about. But I'll definitely kind of show more peaks as that starts to come together. Well, it's a big good under curtain, which I really enjoy. Yeah, thanks, man. And Janet Peeps in the chat, do you guys dig the inking videos Declan posts every now and then? Pascali, the inking videos are mesmerising. Great stuff. Thanks. I haven't done it in a while because I got a bit of eczema on my finger and it's gross. So I don't really want to show people a eczema finger. But once it clears up, I'll do more. Tooth. Hey, yes, random. It's always a random stream, Tooth. Heaven forbid I actually ever plan these things. Let me see now, where am I? I think I will do all the blasts now. Where are we? Jenny, I'm back into video editing, so we could do some more once you recorded more. Sorry, how do you mean? Because we just did the color one, didn't we? Did we just do the spawn one? Which was great, actually. It was really nice to have that. Thanks, Jenna. I actually still need to post that up on the old YouTube. So I'll push these backs to keep that that bright on in there. Let's see, is he bright enough? Do I need more light on him? Sure, leave him. Panda, there's been a couple that had some stuff stressing them for sure. No one outright rude, thankfully. Fair enough, Panda. I think the thing to remember is comic creators are generally all weirdos, myself included, and some of us are better at handling people than others. Not that I'm particularly the best, but I think I manage it okay. We're all weirdos, don't worry. I think I'm gonna put a bit more light on old dog here. Yeah, so a bit more flash on his face there, but I'll knock it back a bit. That'll do it. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I was wondering if I was going to do highlights or not on the characters, but I think I do need to flesh them out a bit more. So, let me see. Let's start with the baddies. I could also make a short animation for Art Deco. What would that be? I'm not saying no. I just don't know what that is. Yeah, that was a bit much. I'm not going to go crazy here. Just going to add a little bit of some little highlights to bump up some of the rendering. And I'll probably knock these back a bit in knock back the opacity on them a bit. I don't like that sound. Oh, that'd be cool, Tatjana. I wouldn't say no. Remind me, and I'll send you the file of the logo. That'd be cool. Having all that kind of stuff definitely does help. I can't lie. Yeah. Part of me wanted to kind of say like, no, don't bother. Just go with one tone. Just to get through the pages faster, but so you do. Just a little goes a long way. I'm always trying to balance economy with detail, you know. I'm always trying to make sure I'm not like, I don't want to be over laboring on the pages, but I also don't want to be skimping on them either. So getting that balance can be tough. Something I'm glad with Photoshop is I can go heavy like this, and then afterwards decide if I want to kind of lighten off on it, which I likely will. I just want to bump it up a small bit. I'm not trying to get too painterly. I think I said it before, I think is one of the things I'm good at is knowing when to stop and when to keep going. You know, when something needs more work and something is done. I've been fairly good at that over the years. It can be tough to make that call. Not weirdo, crazy, lazy. Well, we'll see. Declan, do you design the logos for your series yourself? Yes and no. Depends. I tried doing the one for Time Before Time, and I was going to go with it, but then we changed. If I recall, we changed the title, and I was so fucking wrecked from working on it. I said, you know what, I'm just going to have somebody else do it. So Sasha Head designed Time for Time. I like doing it. I like working on it, but it takes a long time, and it's more work on the computer, which I would like to try avoid. Less computer work for me, the better. But when I can, I do old Bog Bodies was mine. I did that. Old Dog, I did that. Sasha gave me a bit of feedback, help on that, which was nice for her. And I also did the design for the Punisher book. I designed the logo for that, but that ended up not getting published, so not sure if that counts. I also did. I actually forgot. I did the logo. No, sorry, I didn't do the logo. I did the design for Rory McConville's image book, his first image book. But yeah, I didn't do the logo. So I do like working on logos, and I like kind of tinkering around with them. I just think I'm not very technically proficient, so I end up kind of flapping around a bit. I'm not good with fonts. I need a lot of help with those. But if it's something I really want to work on, I'll do it. But I find that it's no harm getting somebody very good to do it instead. Okay, I see I'm just bumping that back a small bit. Yeah, that's fine. 50% will do. Now I'll do the same with the... Oh, Panda, I have to go as thanks a million, Panda. Sorry, thanks for popping in. Stallmantis, if you ever need help with a logo, keep me in the roster. It's what I do full time. I would love to help out. Oh, thanks, Stallmantis. I may get onto you some stage. Because Sasha is getting too busy. She's gotten video game work, so she's getting too busy. I don't have anything coming up soon. Well, I'm doing Alien, but that logo is already done, and it's Marvel. But no, I will. Thanks for letting me know, man. Or feel free to DM me on or message me your portfolio. Wouldn't mind having a look. But yeah, I don't have anything at the moment, but I will. I'm sure I will at some stage. Oh, there you go. People making friends in the chat. This page isn't going too bad now. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm not going to render this bit just so it kind of pushes it into the foreground a bit. Oh, thanks to Janet. It is, what is it? Which brush is it? I don't know. It's one of these ones. I think it's I think it's brush pen. You know what? I don't want to test it by deselecting it and then and then having to find it again. But yeah, I mean, I wish I could say, do you know what? I just use every different brush for every different surfaces, but like I tend to just kind of find one I like and run with it. Well, yeah, what I try to do is reduce the flow a lot, so I can get as much kind of like brushy texture in there as I can. So I can kind of dapple it a bit. And I'll have the opacity down a little bit so I can kind of just do a tone and then kind of highlight it a bit. I'm going to ramp this, the weight of this down a bit though. I'm not the best painter as such, but I do try and get as brushy as I can with this stuff. Just because it's fun. It's fun. I like, yeah, it's just fun, to be honest. Oh yeah, I saw Kyle talking about that lasso trick there recently. It looks great. I was just aware of him because I had a girlfriend who was a colorist, so as he was kind of coming up as the Photoshop wizard, you know. But he told me on Twitter he liked my work recently, which was pretty nice. I had to say thank you because I mean, I'm still not great with brushes. I try to slowly experiment a little bit here and there with new ones when I can. I don't like that. No, fucking leave it. Actually, leave it. No. But that was really cool. Like, yeah, you know, I'm not a digital guy by any means, but I have what he's added, the drawasiness, for lack of a better phrase, that he's added to digital drawing is like obvious. Like, it's been really, really cool to see. Okay, knock this down a bit. So yeah, so I have the opacity on Old Dog at 60% and the opacity on the Goons highlights at 50. So the yellow highlights on him are just a little, I'm not sure if you can tell here. I'll bump it up a little bit more. They're a little bit more than the Goons, so he pops a little bit more. Just gonna a little bit more highlighting. one had some little highlights here as well. Okay, there's most of this done actually. Still a bit more to do, but I just want to do the background elements now, paint that dish a little bit, and do some work on the background, but I would say like 75% there now. Ralph, how much impact do you have on the lettering, Declan? Have you ever thought of creating your own font for a project, or have you already done that in the past? I've lettered when I was starting out. I did some. The first paid gig I ever did was a book called Freak Show. It was like an Irish small press book, and I lettered that on on Illustrator, and it was a very difficult experience, and I quite despised it. And I did a little bit of hand lettering, and it didn't go very well. So yeah, I can't say I'm a massive fan of lettering. I did recently buy that book by, what is it again? Nate Picos. Even though I have no interest in lettering, I've done everything else now at this stage. I've written, I've drawn, I've designed, I've done logos, I've coloured. You know, I've done everything now. I've edited. I've done everything in comics. Lettering's kind of one thing I haven't really not perfected, but really kind of honed a craft at. But again, it's more computer work, and for the moment I'm happy to just kind of have somebody else who knows do that. Somebody who knows what they're doing. You know. Oh, my layer's gone out of control. Let's see. Hang on a second. Just organize these a bit. No. It's all rendering, isn't it? Sorry, can't talk and think at the same time. But I wouldn't have gotten that book if I wasn't interested. Clearly, for the moment, I'm more frustrated with my lack of. I would like to be more productive. I think I'll probably mess around with that when I have more free time. I like the idea of, like, you know, doing lettering font based off my own handwriting, but you know what? When I did it, my lettering was shit. So I don't really. I don't think anyone really. I don't think the world needs a Declan Shalvey font just now. So yeah, I'm just happy to. I've just gone with them, like with Time for Time. Hassan does amazing work, and on the other stuff I've done, Clayton does amazing work. So honestly, I'm fine with that for the moment. I'd say it's something I might do in future. There's a graphic novel I want to do. Maybe I might try that on there. But again, it's time, man. You know, just don't really have that luxury. I prefer do more writing and do more drawing than do more lettering. That's kind of where I'm at. But I do think it's something I'd like to do in future. The reason I did more design and stuff like was that I didn't like not knowing how to do something. And I do definitely like. I like that I can do that stuff now. You know, I don't need somebody else to do it, but I do choose to have somebody else do it. Yeah, my handwriting. Yeah, Ralph, my handwriting is terrible. I do kind of write some stuff in upper in what do you call it, uppercase. But I wouldn't like my lowercase writing, and I kind of like lowercase fonts more these days. But I know it's something to play around with in the future for sure. Oh, the card. That might have been. I cannot remember if I did a decent job on that. I did send a few cards out, so I may have mangled that. See what I mean here? So I'll paint in heavy, and then I'll knock it back in opacities because it gives me the freedom to kind of go a bit textury and then decide how much I really want there to be on the page. Although sometimes when it prints, it's not as clear as I thought it would be. So I'm learning to go a bit to actually lean a little bit heavier than it looks on the screen. Let's see, how's that? Well, actually, I'm going to knock that back because that colour is competing with the figures too much. So I'm going to go 50. Leave it there, and I'm going to leave that blood unrendered because I think it pops better against the background. Okay. Okay, good. Glad you were able to read it. Okay. This is the preview. I'm gonna do this page next once I end the stream. Well, I mean, I've already worked on it a bit. What are we now? Yeah, so you can see I've already worked on this a bit. But everything I've just done on the page you've seen, I'm going to do with this one. And then that'll be 4 pages done. Recent. This is finished page 1. This is finished page 4. You can see that. So I'm happy with those. So that's where I'm at now, Tatjana. I'm on page 3, but this is nearly finished. I'll be on page 4, and I'll do another. I'll get a 5th page done tonight, I think. Why was I here? Oh yeah, I wanted to. Well, see, I could do highlights on here, but I think I like how simplified that is. I think I'll just leave that alone, even though I have it more rendered here. Wait a second. Yeah, I have it more rendered here, but I think I just like this is a bit more, punches a bit harder, I think. Let's see now. But yeah, I want to do the sky, so. Nope, what I'm looking for here. There we go. Starking instead of font based on Tim Seeley. Oh, Tim Seeley. Oh, I remember that back. Yeah, I remember that back in the day, and it looks great. Where's the fucking? Why isn't that working? Oh, it's underneath opacities, that's why you tool. So I'll put in a bit of a grad here, and then I do like grads, but I like a bit of texture to things, so I'll kind of go over the grad with a heavy bit of texture like this, but then I'll knock it back a bit like so. What am I doing here? Yeah, good at drawing people cracking heads. Thanks, Stalmantis. I do like drawing people cracking heads, I must admit. What was I? I'm just using a bit of texture here to draw the eye. Actually, that's my thing. Is sometimes I like nice subtle touches, but sometimes things don't print the way they look on screen necessarily. So I wanted to highlight those a bit. I like this too. Although that's not meant to be here. So yeah, I wanted to highlight this, highlight that. That might be a bit too much, so I'm going to knock back a tiny bit. Yeah. I'm going to go back to 60. How's that? Yeah, it's not too intense. Where are we? Do a bit more. Okay, nearly there. Ralph, my letter just sent me the lettering files for my book. Can't wait to see everything coming together. I love that my project is close to completed. I know what you mean. Oh, Well, I mean, this is issue 4. So I have 2 more issues of this to do before I have that first, like, book done. I'm very much looking forward to that. Very much. I meant to say to you, Tatiana, what I'm doing these days is I was taking your advice about this layer. What I'm doing now is I'm not doing the gritty texture anymore because I think it does darken the image, and I'm doing the texture layer at like 20% roughly now, but as an overlay, so it kind of bumps the colors rather than dulls them. So I do appreciate that advice you gave me. I was really, really fucking stressed out when you gave it to me, so I'm sorry if I wasn't if I didn't seem appreciative. I was just in a stressed place, but I think it's let me kind of have good texture without dulling the colors down. So yeah, thank you for that. Let's see, where am I now? I think it's pretty much done. I just want to do a stroke here in panel 2 and a stroke in the final panel. I think I don't really need a glow here. There's not much point. Yeah. Yeah, this is more. Okay, let me see. Now here I just really want a bit of a brush texture. Let's see how this goes. I just want something in the background here just to break it up so it's not a flat color. Yeah, maybe not the color that's already there. That'll be a good idea. Yeah, like that, but no one's going to notice that, so bump this up a bit. Other way, you bastard. Okay. I'm gonna erase it a bit here. Just to make it a bit brushier. I'm gonna cut back into it. So I want some kind of unity in the palette, but I also don't want to over orange it either, so I think that'll do it. Yeah, Jen, it is a bit of a science, and it is fun, and it can be a bit frustrating too, but I do enjoy the problem solving of it. The messing around has been like tough, but very gratifying at the same time. I'm going to do something similar here. I want to swish of sorts here to kind of work with the gun blast to go with the direction that he's flying in. Which I like. Again though, I don't want this orange to kill the red, so I'm going to knock this back a bit. I also don't want it to kill the gun blast either, so. It's just a bit flat, too straight here. I want to break off a bit. So it is a bit orange. It's not, I don't like that it's the same as that. Yeah, more subtle actually would be fine. Try a different color. Actually, maybe the red. That ties back nicely, actually. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. Maybe erase as layer mode to make a cutout. I don't know what that means, Tatjana. Because my problem is I'm the professional like artist here, and I know so little. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, I like the red too. I wanted to soften this, but I think the red at the bottom connects those two panels nicely, actually. So I'm into it. Yeah, I'm going to go with that red. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to add a little bit of white highlight to his eyes here, as I want to do. Oh no, I appreciate the suggestion to Jenna. I genuinely, I don't know. I have friends telling me about layer masks, and I haven't a fucking clue what they're talking about. Like I'm gotten to a place now where I'm fairly comfortable, but all the more reason I should be kind of like trying new things as well, you know. I think that's it now. I think yeah, page done. I don't really think I really need. I was thinking about maybe doing a glow on panel 1, 2, 3, 4, but I don't think I need it. Let me just mess around here a little bit for a second. Maybe just bump it down to 80. Not that it's going to matter in print, I'm sure. Yes, I am not compatible to tech. It's true. I am not savvy in the tech stuff. Sorry, I'm just playing around with that level of that orange layer. Oh, thanks, Ralph. As regards my evolution as a colorist, yeah, no, I'm enjoying the process a lot. I really like doing it. The smart money would have been for me to hire a really good colorist on Old Dog, so I could just concentrate on the drawing. But I just really enjoy the process, to be honest. Do you know what I think I might do? I think I might darken the colors on these blasts just because of all the oranginess. I think I just need to darken it a small bit, which I wouldn't have seen at the beginning of the page because there wasn't as much orange on here. See, I'll just darken it a bit here. How does this look? But yeah, I've not wrong thing. Yeah, I would something I've really liked hearing from friends that the colouring on Old Dog is something that people are really liking. So, would you fucking come on? There we go. Let's see. Maybe lighter, but redder. They are popping a bit more, but I don't know if I like it. No, I think I like the red. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. Nope, no one's ever accused me of being smart. But yeah, no, yeah, friends of mine are the colouring seems to be like something. My colouring on the book seems to be something people have kind of pointed out, which is really nice because I was more worried I was going to mess it up, you know. But oh, I know what I want to do. Okay. I want to add a little bit of speckle. Where's my brushes? Too much. So I'll use kind of a splatter brush in places, but then I'll go in and kind of, because sometimes like while the brushes are quite good and quite adaptable, sometimes they do kind of drop in a similar pattern, so I try to break things up a bit. Okay, that's there, and then one here. Ralph, I feel like our generation as artists has more tools and access to inspiration than any other generation before us. I would agree. I don't think every creator should use all those tools and techniques, but also have access to it. Yeah, no, quite true. Like the fact that you and I can have very similar influences and completely different influences is kind of amazing, considering we both live in Europe, but both live in very different countries. The amount of Asian influence and stuff now, which I completely don't don't understand. I just didn't have it, you know, growing up. It's not my sorry again. I've a hard time thinking, and I just realised I think I'm going to want to change the colour holes on these to something a bit more gold. Sorry, Ralph, I completely lost my train of thought there. But you know what I mean. You get it. Wrong layer, shall we? Where are we? Yeah, let's see. The scans is made with those. Sorry, well, I see the scans, and what's made with those is definitely something. There's not too much spatter. See, technical consideration work comes to days drawing nutritionally too. That's good. I missed a clean spatter on panel 2. His left leg. Oh, here. This one. Thanks, Ralph. Cheers. Actually, there's other bits I missed here. There's other bits I missed. Thanks, man. Also, I missed this bullet here. Missed a render on that. Where do I have the renders on the bullets? Characters. Leave there. What was highlights I put it on? Where did I render those fucking bullets? Oh, come on, Shelby. Here we go. Yeah, that's what I was using. Shit. a splatter and delete a little bit there because that bullet's gotten a bit lost. Shite. Why is... Oh, brush, of course. The unlabeled layers. Yeah, I try and I'm not doing too. See, I do have some labeled, but yeah, I lose as I kind of get into the thick of it. They do fall by the wayside. Although I remember Matt Wilson was once good enough to send me. He coloured a cover of mine years ago, and he was good enough to send me the file for it. And like he doesn't he barely labels his layers at all, so I don't feel too bad. I just need to understand it. But okay, I think that's done now. I'm pretty happy with that. That's page 3 coloured. Let's save. I'm gonna might have something to eat now, but then I'll go back and I'm gonna do what I did on that page to here. You can see I already have some of the rendering done here, but then there'll be 4 done today, and then again I'm gonna try to do one more before I call it a night. But yeah, that's Old Dog issue 4, color process. I hope that was informative, or at the very least not boring. But hey, it's your time. Let me just see the mouse, and then I have an action that creates all my layers and names in order. Jesus, that fucking is pretty handy. So we see doing just color marks on some layers. No, Ralph, that's Tatiana does the color marks. I don't know. I don't know how you do it. It's very helpful actually. I didn't know you could do it, but yeah, that's all Tatiana. Credit where credit's due. But yeah, thanks for popping in. Give me company on this, guys. I hope it was enjoyable. But yeah, okay, I'm going to call it a day, or we'll call it a day on the stream anyway. But yeah, hope everyone buys Old Dog issue 4 when it comes out in May 10th, I believe. But yeah, thanks a minute, guys. I'll catch you next time. I'll try to do a colour stream for the next issue, but that's going to be another month or so anyway, at least a month and a half anyway. But yeah, I'm going to try and make sure I do it and that hopefully I'm not too swamped. But yeah, thanks a minute, guys. Catch you later. Where is this yoke here?